Hello, it's Tachometer, Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk. You may have been seeing some photos from the 2019 Chevy Silverado event happening in Wyoming about this really cool old 64 Chevy K10. It's a four-wheel drive version of the half-ton. They call them K10s in the 60s. There was a little bit of changes in the 70s, possibly. We're still up for argument. Anyways, let me get to the point here. The point is that I couldn't hold myself. I had to crawl around it. I had to go check it out. So hey, let's go check out this 64 and let's see what the deal is with this pickup. It looks really cool. So naturally, the first thing I did was pop the hood. I got to see what's in the engine. So in the engine bay. So here we have, this is the 250. It's inline 6. I'm actually working on this exact engine right now. It has, you can see the 6 spark plugs. Distributor, we have the coil. We have the oil filter down, or the fuel pump, and we have the starter down in the corner. Somebody's done a little bit of work to this. You can see that we have some new wires in a few spots. So I'd imagine that, and a new oil filter. So it looks a little grody, but what doesn't from 1964? We do have a new brake booster. The brake lines have been really redone. You can see the new rubber hoses on this. New single brake booster, so we must have mechanical clutch, which is right down there. There's a mechanical clutch arm. There's your brake booster. This is an oil bath air filter. Yeah, so there's oil in here, and as the airflow would come in, the debris would get caught up in the oil, and the air would be cleaned. Alternator, again, looks like maybe some newer wiring here. We do have the horn here as well. So let me close this up, get down, open the cab door, and take a look in there as well. Alright, probably a little easier to see on the passenger side going through to the driver's side. So we know it's a 60s. I believe it's 64 by looking at the emblem. That dash tells me post 63, 64. And the controls here are 64 to 66, and so that's how I'm identifying the pickup. We do have an additional tachometer, which is an important thing to have in these pickups. Tachometer wasn't a big deal back then. We do have 4 on the floor shifter. We have the 2-speed transfer case lever. That's your high and low. Basic seat, and we do have the redneck modifications for some of the things that have worn out over the years. You can see a few spots holding things in place, like the glove box there. There is the heater core that comes across, or the heater vent, and yeah, this is just your really basic 1960s era Chevy pickup. Well, before I forget, before I hop out, a couple kind of interesting things is, first, it's got seat belts. Seat belts weren't mandated until 64, I believe. And it's got a little bit of rust here. You can see this is a very, very popular spot for it to rust. Water builds up. You can see where it sits along the door sill, and it's not able to get out, and so you got rust and water right through here. But overall, I mean, it's a pretty dang clean truck. So underneath, we can see the new brake lines, new rubber hoses here, and there we actually have a new metal line as well, which is pretty rare. Usually those metal lines last for many, many years. And we can see that we have dual shocks that are pointed in the same direction. If we watch another video looking at the Chevy Silverado chassis, the 2019, you'll see where the shocks are actually now in different spots. Like one's this way and the other one's like this way, coming backwards. Helps with wheel hop. So if you're putting put a big engine in this and really hit the gas, you will find that the back tires will hop off the ground as you start putting a lot of torque back here in the wheels. All right, finally, this pickup, one of the things that I still have a question of, and maybe you can help me answer this, is I believe this is a long bed step side. And I say that because of the distance here between the wheel and the cab and how big the step is. Now, it could be just a standard step side. I haven't been able to look at my 60 series and really do a comparison. And so I look at it again, and now I think it's a standard step side. It's not a long bed step side, but I know they did make them a few times back then. It was really an odd build. But anyways, this is a really cool truck. I love the fact that it's got a lot of work done to it, but not too much more work done to it. It looks like it could run pretty easily. Chevy's going to take this to a Heritage Center in, I believe it's in Flint is where the Heritage Center is, and they're going to restore it. I'm kind of hoping they don't restore it. I'm hoping they keep the patina, keep the rust. Who cares? It's inside a building. It's not going to rust anymore. And they just really work on the engine bay. Get it nice and clean in there. It'd be really kind of cool to see a really nice clean engine bay and just kind of a neat exterior. So hey, definitely a big fan of classic pickups. I love new pickups. If you like both, like I like both, and you want to see more, subscribe to the channel. Follow along. Make sure you follow us on pickuptrucktalk.com, on social media, Facebook. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram. Send hate mail to tim@pickuptrucktalk.com. Tell me I'm an idiot because I think this is long bed, which now I look at it again, I think maybe I'm wrong. And comment below, let me know what you think of these old pickups. This is a great example. It's something you don't see very often. A lot of times you see two-wheel drive and not four-wheel drive. So hey, thanks for watching, and we'll see you down the road.